Are my hands dry? Yes. It's giving ashy. It's what's up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chylia if this is your first time here, and I'm actually super excited for today's video. If you guys are not brand new, hi, welcome back. Hey, hello. It's been a couple of months. I do apologize. I will explain in this video. That's sort of what this video is for. So yeah, let's just jump right into this. So I've got my coffee and I'm gonna get ready with you guys and talk to you. This is not going to be like a tutorial in any way, shape, or form. This is literally me getting ready. Also, guys, if you can hear that like shh sound in the background, it's my air purifier. I turned my AC off and already it's going to be like, I can feel it. I can just already feel it. It's going to be a million, fulfillion, quadrillion degrees in here and my makeup is going to just sweat off. Also, if like, sorry for the like super casual background. I just like wanted this to be super chill. I didn't want it to be like this like super formal like setup. Like, this is me in my room. Ignore that back there. It was the mural that was on my wall. It says live your dream, and it fell. Thank God I wasn't in the damn bed, because could you have imagined my poor noggin? But yeah, let me just go ahead and get started. So like I said, not a tutorial. I just sort of want to talk to you guys about where I've been over the last few months and why I left. So basically, I think we like last left off my vlog when I was in LA. Let me confirm that. Give me 1 second. Yes, okay, so the last time I talked to you guys, I was in LA. Now, full transparency, that is not the last vlog I filmed. Which will all tie into, like, my summer, like, as a whole, and why it was a joke! But yeah, so I had filmed, I think, 1 or 2 more vlogs after that. And then I went through a couple of things, so I didn't edit them and get them up. And then my computer stopped, like the, what do you call them? The ports? Yeah, I'm gonna call them ports on the side, like where you charge my phone, like where I charge my computer and like put all of my like devices. Like that's where I plug in all my yeah, port. It's a port. Why am I really overthinking this right now? Yes, it's a port. Stopped working. And my computer stopped accepting a charge. So I literally got the computer to like about 5% charge. And that was the most I could get it to. Like the charger just kept like shorting out. And so I had to take my computer to the Apple store. And they couldn't fix it there, so they had to send it away. And long story short, I lost all my data. So I lost every single bit of my vlog footage that I had filmed and taken off of my SD cards. I have a little bit left from like 1 week in July, which I will find a way to like work into my next vlog when I start filming that, which will be next week. Let me drink some water. But just dehydrated, you know? Why is water like so good sometimes, you know? Where was I going with that sentence? What the hell was I just talking about? I really hate when that happens. So yeah, literally just lost my train of thought. I was talking about my computer. Yes, okay. So yeah, lost all my stuff. And there were like some really cool like things that I was really excited to like show you guys. Just like, you know, sometimes just going out with my girlfriends. It was my cousin's birthday. I did get some of that. I got some new tattoos, so I don't know. Yeah, you can see that. Are my hands dry? Yes. It's giving ashy. It's fine. We're a family here. We're a unit. I need to put lotion back on my hands. I just washed my hands in my defense. But anyway, so got this little heart tattoo on my hand, and then I don't know how to like how to position my arm here, but I got this here. It says create, And then back here on my arm, I got a banana, and the banana is for my aunt. She committed suicide. She was 19 back in 2017, and she loved bananas. So that's like my little like secret thing. Like I didn't want like, you know, no shade to anybody who has any of these. It's just not my style. Like I just didn't want like angel wings or like an RIP or like anything like that. I just wanted like something that I knew that when I saw it, it made me think of her, and that's all I needed. This tattoo was for me, and it wasn't really for anybody else. And so yeah, there's that. And the create is for obvious reasons. I am a creative person. I have always been that way, whether it be makeup or videos or interior design. Well, not interior design, but like event things and music. I've always just sort of been like, I am much more a creative person than I am like someone who's more like academic. And so it just felt right and felt like me to get something for myself that made me feel good about myself, you know what I mean? And then the heart is just so cute, and also like I believe in love, even though right now maybe I shouldn't. That's a story for another day. But anyway, so like I said, I lost all that footage, which really sucked. So yeah, so that happened. Then I sort of like, okay, so that didn't happen until like a month ago. But basically that's all the footage you guys won't get to see. Me sort of like just explaining like that I was actually filming up until another series of events. But basically, so I had all that footage ready to go. I was just in a rut, and I was very depressed this summer. I was like guys, I literally said to my friend one day, I was like, I've become one with my mattress, which is so sad, and like that's just not me, but like it's just how I felt. It's where I was, and there was, not to say nothing I could do about it, but like at the time I needed to just sit in it, and I just sort of like needed to be in my own funk and like be able to be sad without feeling bad about being sad, even though I did beat myself up a little bit about it. And I think like had it been like one thing that might have gotten me down, I might have been able to sort of like power through, but instead it was like 5. And it was just like my family, my relationship, my mom, like there was just a lot of things going on that were just making me really blue. And I was like, there is no way that I can get on the internet and fake the funk and act like everything is fine, but then I also couldn't bring myself to get on the internet and share everything, because a lot of it was things that like I personally did not want to have to relive. It was hard enough sharing it with some of my friends, like even like not even everybody knows like everything that I went through this summer, and I sort of like needed to keep it. Can you be quiet, please? And I sort of needed to keep it that way because, you know, sometimes like people really do have, I think, your best interest at heart, but I also feel like sometimes like people move by what they think you need and not by what you actually need, and say things that they think you need and not what you actually need. And I think, sorry, I'm about to look crazy, y'all, but I think like what I was seeing was that a lot of people were responding in a way that was like not helpful, and it was making me feel worse. Like I said, I know for the most part that wasn't really anybody's intention, but like, you know, it's like that classic case of like, you don't think I've already thought of that, you don't think I've already said that to myself, like yada yada yada. And so instead of my friend, like instead of some people just being, sorry guys, let me just mute my computer, there we go. Instead of it just being people that I could talk to who would listen and not really say anything and just really listen, everybody wanted to give advice. And it's like, sometimes I don't need advice. I already have the advice. I need to just speak this out and get it off my chest. And I was finding that a lot of the time that's not what I was getting. And then also I was getting a lot of unsolicited advice, which is the worst. Like, you're really standing there and the entire time the person's talking to you, you're like, did I ask you? But did I ask you? No. So
reason.
What was the reason?
And obviously, like, I don't want to react like that because I know that, like, deep down it comes from a place of love. But, like, sometimes people just don't put themselves in positions, and it's like, if you were in this position, is that what you would want to hear? And if the answer is no, then don't say it. I think sometimes, like, people think that's what you need, when in reality you just, like, need someone to, like, lay your head in their lap and watch a movie and cry for a second, and then you bounce back like the true bad bitch you are, and you know, you power on. And so I was getting it from, like, every angle. I would talk to someone in my family and I'd be like, boom, wrong reaction, just don't want to do this. Or, like, I would, like for example, like, I'll use my mom, and like, anybody who watches it, anybody who's watching this video who, like, has done this, I apologize, but, like, this is just how I feel. So, like, for example, for those of you who know, my mom has basically been in, like, a skilled nursing facility, aka, like, nursing home, but, like, one that has, like, a medical floor. I guess that's, like, the best way that I can. Shh. Damn. She, you know, had a really rough event and and, you know, she's been there for a while, whatever, and my mom needs physical therapy. So while, guys, oh, and by the way, like, while I wasn't vlogging, I was able to take her to dinner. We went out, I got her, like, really dressed up. She was in her wheelchair. She handled it really well. Yeah, it was really fucking awesome. Everybody there was super accommodating and really nice and really kind, and, like, she just had a really good time. And, like, so now that's, like, something that we get to look forward to more. Like, she gets to come out the house more. Like, I'm really looking forward to bringing her home for the holidays, like, things like that. So, like, woo, boom. Okay, so anyway, back to the topic at hand. Like, I would be getting unsolicited advice from people who just didn't know don't really know what's going on. So, like, I would get a text message from a random person that'd be like, hey, like, you know, just checking in, like, I looked this up for your mom and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, but she can't do that yet. She's not home yet because of XYZ. Like, instead of doing what you think is best or what you think I need, call me, talk to me, ask me, like, hey, you know, what's the situation with your mom? Like, what's the, oops, sorry guys, what's the, you know, ETA, can she travel, whatever, like, just ask questions before you throw a bunch of stuff in my face that I've probably already done or asked about it and it's not an option for us. And now it just makes me more sad or makes me more upset because, like, there are all these things that I want for her that she can't have right now. And it's not to say she'll never have them, it's just right now. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? And so I was getting a lot of that. I was getting into arguments with people, like relatives, and, like, then, like, just my relationship just sort of, like, blew up, and, like, there was just a lot going on, and I shut down, guys, like, hardcore. And I have never considered myself not strong. I know I am a very, very strong-willed and just strong person overall. I've been through a lot in my life, and, like, you know, I could sit here and go on and on and on about all the things that I've had to deal with or had to endure or, like, had to experience, and, like, but everybody in this world has, like, been through their own fair share of just, like, things. And so, like, I've always done my very best to, like, persevere and maintain a positive attitude and be happy and, like, just, like, have faith in people and believe the Jesus Christ. And what ended up happening was I was shook, like, to my core, like, feeling like everything that I believed in and everything that I valued and everything that was important to me and everything that I had believed was wrong. Like, that's how it felt. And do I feel like that today? No. But, like, my brain was just, I couldn't conceptualize everything that was happening at one time without feeling like, who am I? Like, who am I? Why? What is the purpose of all of this? Why am I dealing with all of this? Why am I dealing with all of this at the same time? Then my car started giving me trouble, and I was like, what the hell? What the hell? Like, just, it was ridiculous. And my car ended up only being that I needed a new battery, but, like, at the time, You know, like everything feels way bigger than it is because every day it's like a new thing. Like, guys, I had my friends on the phone with me crying because I was that emotionally destroyed. Like, it's like, damn, you're like, all right, so I'm not just crying because I'm an emotional wreck and I'm like super sensitive or any of those things. No, like, I am going through a heap of really difficult things, and they're happening so frequently. Other people are seeing this, and this is even beginning to affect other people. So if it's affecting the people who aren't even going through it, imagine how it was affecting me. You know what I mean? Like, y'all, when I tell you, I was like, oh, I was so depressed. And then to make it worse, I was being really mean to people, like, and that's not me. Like, I'm sure somebody's watching this like, bitch, you a liar. No. I can be a bitch, okay? I can be a little snippy. I can have a little attitude, but I'm not a mean person. You know what I mean? Like, I am genuinely, and probably, someone's probably gonna watch this and be like, this bitch is lying. But no, guys, like, I genuinely try to be a good person. Like, through and through, a good person. Go above and beyond for others. Do really nice things for others. Show up for others. Like, you know, just in every aspect of my life, I try to be good. By no means am I perfect, obviously, but, you know, I want to be somebody that I'm proud of. Like, you know what I mean? And I want to be able to look back at myself and, you know, 20 or 30 years and know that, like, I don't move with malice, and that I, you know, really strived to be the best version of myself that I could be. And so, like, when all these bad things start happening, and, like, you know, I know that I'm not exempt from rough patches. I know that I'm not exempt from, you know, a hard, like, you know, just life. This is life. It just is. But, you know, I was really feeling like very much like, why me? Every day for weeks. So I was like, how can I go on line every day and be so depressed and be so sad? And it's like, a part of me was like, no, get online and show people that they're not alone. But I was like, I feel so alone. Like, I can't show people that they're not alone when I myself feel so alone. And, like, you know, I've been very vulnerable on this channel. You guys have seen me cry, you've seen me sad, you've seen me upset, you've seen me angry, like, all these things, like, especially in my vlogs and, like, things like that. Like, I try to, like, share a decent amount of myself with everyone. But, like, this, y'all, this was the worst. This was the worst. I just couldn't. And so for that, I am sorry. And maybe one day when I'm ready, I will share all of it. But right now, I'm still in a very vulnerable place, and, like, I can't deal with people's responses, if that makes sense. And maybe, hopefully, there will come a time when I can. Jesus. Okay, sorry. Just, like, shot straight up my nostrils. Yeah, maybe there'll come a time when I can. I told myself earlier this summer that I want to go to therapy. Sorry, guys, if that's, like, super dusty. That I want to start going to therapy. It was just so hard, though, because I was like, okay, I need to see a therapist. I am depressed. I am sad. I was never, like, suicidal, or, like, I never wanted to harm myself, but I knew I was depressed. I knew I wasn't myself. And I was like, okay, I think I need to see a therapist. So I went online and I started to, like, fill out the questionnaire for, like, what my goals were and what I needed. And, guys, I broke down. And I thought I was in a good place at that moment. Like, I was like, okay, I'm okay. I can answer this and feel vulnerable and explain to the people who are going to help me what it is that I'm dealing with and what it is that I'm struggling with. And as I was checking the boxes, I checked way more boxes than I expected to, and that broke me, you guys. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, sobbing. And so I had to kind of, like, acknowledge that maybe I wasn't ready just yet. Which I have told myself is okay. You know what I mean? I have acknowledged that I need it. but I think everybody should probably at some point on another go to therapy. It's just good to just sort of get all those thoughts that you keep in your head bottled up that you can't really share with everybody or really anybody, to get them out to someone and have that person help you really just break them down and understand why they're there and how to quiet them or how to, get through them. But I am also okay with acknowledging that it is okay to not be ready, but it's also okay to not be okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just is. Just remember, and I'm saying this to myself too, like, just remember that there is help there. Like, the help is available if you need it. And when you're ready to sit down and be vulnerable and really get to know yourself more, it's there. Guys, isn't this so cute? Look at this picture. Adorable. Also, can we talk about how hard I'm smiling here? This is comedy, right? This was still when I was happy. That's like 1 week before everything got way worse. So yeah, so I read this book called Black Girl in Love with Herself, and I loved this book. I felt like it spoke to me in ways that I needed and in ways that were comfortable to me. Like, I remember, like, there was a part in the book, this is a very minor part, but like there was a part in the book where she like mentions that her grandmother would like make her get up because it was lazy to sleep in. Like you have to get up early and you're like, where are we going? Nowhere, I just have to wake up. And you're like, why? And I was like, I don't know if that's like a thing that like that was like a thing in every Black household or like Hispanic household, but definitely was one in mine. And there were just a lot of little things that I picked up in this book that I really appreciated, like being able to say no. Like, I think that was something that like I've been struggling with my whole life. Like, I will jump through hoops to figure out a way to say yes to someone, and I was like, that's not normal. Like, I'd be like, okay, well, no, I can't be there at this time, but if I leave my house at this time, 3 hours early, swing over here down to fucking Virginia, and then swing back to New York, and like just to like make things work. And I don't know, and this is why I need therapy. I don't know why I was doing that, and I'm not perfect at it, but I'm getting better. After like reading this, like someone will say something to me and I consciously will remember something that I read in this book and be like, no, it's okay, no, sorry, no. And it talks about just like relationships and how much you sacrifice in your relationship, and like it's okay to compromise, and you sacrifice a few things, but you should not be sacrificing yourself. And I wasn't, like, I definitely was not giving up all of me. But there were even things that I was like, no, I should have said no to this, or I should have been a little bit more assertive about this, or like things like that. And like I learned that, like, that was really cool. And anyway, I can keep going on and on and on and on and on about all the things I read in this book, but obviously I'm not going to do that. Plus, I'm still got a face to finish, so there's that. And then I picked up, this is not like an actual, like, I mean, it's a book, but it's like, it's a cross between like a journal and a book, I guess. And this is like your pocket self-motivation guide. I really like this. And it gives you like little assignments and tips and tricks and like things like that. I bought these at the beginning of the summer, so I'm not done with this one yet. I did finish that one. And then I'm also reading The Secret and The Law of Attraction, and I've really been enjoying those things and trying to change the way I think, and like, small things and like, things like that. And so anyway, like I said, I can keep going on and on and on about the yikes. I can keep going on and on and on and on all day about the books I've been reading, and like what I've learned. But like, just if that's how you're feeling, like sometimes like meditation was really helpful to me too, like getting up in the morning and like deep breaths. I was having horrible panic attacks. Not panic attacks, whoa, anxiety attacks, difference. Over the summer, like I would get up out of bed and be like, okay, like breathe, relax, calm down, like just not well, guys. And so anyway, long story short, that was the reason for my hiatus. And then it just so happened that I lost all my footage at the end. Guys, I'm sorry. I gotta turn the AC on. Give me 2 seconds. Alright, I'm really sorry. I hope that's not too loud. Like, honestly, guys, I'm like sweating profusely. It's not cute. So, like I said, I am gonna get back to vlogging, and now that I've got my computer back and everything seems to be on the up and up, cross my fingers, I really hope it stays that way, I can edit the footage that I did get to keep, like that I didn't lose on the one SD card, and I want to do like, maybe like I'll do like a I don't know, like I'm like, do I delete it all or do I post it like some way, shape or form in the next vlog? I haven't 100% decided. But on another note, it is currently Fashion Week in New York, and I have no plans. Literally zero. I was so crazy. I was even off like the only Saturday of Fashion Week, which was this past Saturday. So for reference, today is Tuesday. Oddly enough, had the day off. I took the day off of work because my sister was here in town, and it was her daughter's birthday had already passed, but we were celebrating on the 10th. And so she was in town, so I took the day off, and then I was like, yeah, like after we go out for the birthday party, we'll hang out, we'll have a really good time, and then we'll go out for the night. And then like 2 old ladies, we were so tired that we literally did nothing. We went nowhere, and I was like, why am I in bed at 10 p.m. Or really, it was definitely like 10 p.m. on a Saturday during Fashion Week, and I live in New York. Like anyway, so that was I was really struggle busting it that day, but I woke up the next morning. I woke up early the next morning. I was really super productive, and that made me happy. So I was like, all right, you know what? Silver linings, right? Like, no, I didn't go out and get like go super partying for Fashion Week, but you know what? It's fine, right? It's okay, right? But anyway, it's still Fashion Week. It will be Fashion Week until tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. There was actually a Vogue event at my job yesterday, and where was I? Home. I'm like, guys, like sometimes I'll be out here just making all the wrong decisions. But once again, like yesterday was like super productive for me. So like I didn't feel like I missed out, like if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? To me, it was just really funny because I was like, oh, I've got all these plans. And literally did nothing. I was a little salty like initially. And then I was like, okay, fine, whatever. Like, it's fine. So, really quickly, guys, I'm going to jump off camera, do my brows, and put my lashes on because you guys know, y'all know, I cannot talk and do my brows at the same time. And if I try, we'll be here till tomorrow. And ain't nobody got time for that. I'm trying to make sure this video is not 3 hours long because I'm one of those people who can literally talk for 3 hours and ain't nobody got time. So, give me a second, let me do that, and then I'll jump back on and talk to you guys about my future YouTube plans, okay? Alright guys, so I'm back as promised with my lashes and brows on, and we can get back to the topic at hand, well, conversation. So obviously you guys heard me mention like the fact that I took a break, and like I had a really productive last few days, and that is because if you guys like went to my channel and saw like my banner, you see it's changed, and then my intro is different than it's been before, and I had to like, so I'm sort of like rebranding, although I don't really want to call it like rebranding because my content is still going to be the same. I just wanted to like enhance it because like the reality is I love doing this. I genuinely enjoy it, but I want to be also like making content that I'm proud of, that I'm like really pleased with. So I had a like long conversation with myself where I sat down and like was like had to say to myself like, what do you feel like could be better? What do you feel like you can improve? What do you feel like would be more engaging for your audience and like would make people want to come back? And like, yeah, like I think I have a great personality and I have a lot to bring to the table and like things like that, but like cinematically, what could I be doing better? And then like also like wanted to take the time and think about new content to put out, because I never set out to be just a vlogger. Like, not that there's anything wrong with that. I genuinely enjoy vlogging, so let's not even act like oh my god, no, I don't want to vlog. No, I genuinely enjoy vlogging. So just wanted to like have that conversation with myself. So I took those 2 days. Well, I had been doing this for more than just a few days, but like I'm gonna say I was doing like research and development. Let's call it research and development. So just like trying to figure out like what makes me want to watch other people's videos outside of their personalities and their characters. And it's not what they're doing, it's always just been whether or not the video itself is engaging. Like a movie could have a really good storyline, have really good characters, and the plot be amazing, but it's not grabbing you. And I was feeling like I was going back and watching some of my videos, definitely not all of them, but definitely some, and feeling like, damn, I wish I had filmed this like this or pulled this differently from this, and like that's what I want to really work on. Then I wanted to make sure that outside of vlogging I was still bringing different types of content to the table, content that I would also want to see, you know, different types of videos about fashion, about traveling, like just all different types of things, like all the things that I love and I feel like people like me would also love. And so that's sort of what my focus was these last 2 days, and not just like thinking about it and like saying to myself, yeah, I'm gonna do this, but actually taking the action and writing it all down and making sure I had a place to reference my ideas. Because a lot of times what'll happen is I'll come up with an idea and I'll be at work, so I'll write it down somewhere and then I lose it. So it's like that is clearly not working. That method is not working. So I got a social media calendar, like I said earlier, and also got like a not a social media calendar, a social media planner, sorry. And I also got a a routine planner, just to sort of like get myself in check, get my plans aligned, and make sure I was on the same page with what my what content I was putting out, if that makes sense. And I'm really excited with where I see everything going. Also, I'm going to Iceland in a couple of weeks. So excited for that. Iceland's been on my bucket list. Okay, hello. What the hell? Okay, there we go. Iceland has been on my bucket list for a little while now, and probably at least 6-7 years. And I've noticed that with my travels over the last, I'd say, no, sorry guys, Iceland's been on my list since at least 2014. 8 years. Okay, yeah, 8 years. So, but I've noticed since then I've only been taking really warm tropical style vacations, and I was like, you know what? So, okay, so basically here's what happened. Let me like fully explain. A couple weeks ago, well, no, back in June, some of the footage that I lost, you would have seen us talking about going away for my friend's birthday. And one of the things she had basically mentioned was like, oh, could we go to Bali for my birthday, which is in October. And if you guys know, typically we go to Bali in February, March, which is around my birthday. Obviously, it's not like, oh my god, it's my birthday trip. No, it's never that deep. But I was like, yeah, let me look into it, and we'll see, like, let's see what we can make happen. And her birthday is in October, so it's June, July, October. So basically 5 months out. And I went and I like looked everything up, and I think, oh god, I have I not? And I think because Bali has been closed to tourists for the majority, almost like since we left from during the pandemic, because for those of you guys who don't know, I was in Bali when the pandemic broke out. Well, not when it like broke out, but like when it got pretty bad in the US, or at least in New York, I was in Bali. So from that time in 2020, they did begin to open up earlier this year. You could have went last year, but it was still like a little tricky. So you had to like jump through a little bit of hoops in order to go last year. And so I'm gonna say, like, for the most part, it's open like this year, 2022. So I was like, okay, like, let me look into it, yada yada yada. Guys, it was so expensive. It was so expensive. And anybody who knows me will tell you that I don't mind spending money. Like, okay, that sounds crazy. I don't mind spending money where I think it's worth it. So if I know that, like, I can only go to Bali for this price, and I really want that experience, I'm gonna go. I would never be like, wow, this is like too expensive. No, there are so many different ways and like options for you to travel to different places, and so I would never just write something off because it was too expensive. I would find a way, okay? And so for us, having gone to Bali during wet season, which is in February, March, I think wet season starts in like November, mid to late November, all the way through until April. And then dry season is from April, whatever wet season cuts off, all the way through until October. And Bali only has 2 seasons, wet season, dry season. It's always warm there, but it's wet season, dry season. And dry season is typically when the majority of tourists go there, because obviously people don't want to be there when it's raining. And I don't want to be putting out my secrets here, but because we don't gatekeep on this channel, and I trust you guys, Bali's amazingly beautiful during the wet season. It rains for just a few hours out of the day, usually overnight, and then maybe for like 20 to 30 minutes in the middle of the afternoon, it's a light shower. You might get a thunderstorm in the one time that you're there, and that's pretty much it. And if you don't believe me, you can go ahead and revert to any of the Bali vlogs that I put out over the last few years, and you can see for yourself. But anyway, so to compare the prices for us going in February, March to what they were asking for in October, it was kind of insane. So I was like, no. And not like, obviously, like, we all want to go back to Bali. We are in love with Bali, me and my friends, and so Bali's like #1 on our list all the time. But to pay that to go when we know we can just wait a couple of months and go for drastically less, it just seemed smarter to not go then. So basically what that created was, where else do we want to go and where is good to travel in October? And I gave them an entire list of places that we could go and broke it down, like the weather, the time, like whatever, like I explained it. And we basically all agreed that we really wanted to go to Iceland. On the list was Mexico, Bahamas, Costa Rica. And I've been to the Bahamas and I've been to a couple of different cities in Mexico, but that didn't matter. We were like, I'm like, I don't give a shit. And because also, and then my friend's been to Costa Rica, but all the cities that were on the list in all 3 of those places were places none of us had been. So we were like, yeah, let's look at this list. But Iceland just seemed like something we weren't thinking of often, even though it was on each of our bucket lists. And I don't really know why. I think a lot of times we are all thinking vacation and we just want tropical beach, just a way to get away from city life in New York. And sometimes going to another city is exhausting, like, you know what I mean? But, you know, in, like I said, me doing all my research and breaking everything down, I sent it to them. Actually, guys, I want to show you. Hold on. Okay, I found it. So here's all the information. Guys, I'm insane. Like, people think I'm kidding when I say I'm a planner. Like, I plan, okay? So I sent them all that, I had them read through everything just so we knew exactly what we were getting. And my friend whose birthday it was, we were like, let's give her the final say. Like, we all put in like, here's what we're thinking, here's what we're thinking. I was leaning towards this and this, she's leaning towards this and that, and we decided Iceland. So I'm really excited. A month from today, when I'm filming this video, I'll be there. I land on October 12th. We go on October 12th. So like I said, today's the 13th. So a month from now, you guys will see me. I'll be in Iceland. And yeah, like I said, like, I'm really excited about that. So like, there's a lot of different content coming for you guys. That's where all of this was going. I'm sorry. I'm like, I jumped down rabbit holes, and then I'm just like spiraling out of fucking control. This is why I gotta be put in check. But yeah, so I've got a lot of different content coming from you guys. Fashion content, vlogging content, travel content, just like regular, like, I want to do like Sunday resets, grocery shopping, diets, like da-da-da. Like, there's a lot of different things coming for you guys. In true me fashion, I create beauty, fashion, lifestyle, and travel content. So I want to stay true to that. But I was like, like I said, just trying to figure out ways to execute all of my ideas in one place that wouldn't make you guys feel bored and my channel not feel redundant, where I would be experiencing burnout and all of those things. And so I was having such a great time with vlogging and doing all the videos that I was planning on filming before I lost my content on my computer. And then, you know, I just had a rough patch. I went through a really rough patch. But yeah, so that's what's been going on. That's my life update. If you made it to the end of this video, I love you so much. Thank you so much for doing that, for sticking around with me. And I hope you guys are just as excited about all of the things that I have planned for this year. I mean, for my content. That what makes me really happy and really excited, and just makes me feel like I'm not sitting here talking to myself, even though that's literally what I'm doing right now, talking to myself. But yeah, I will see each and every one of you guys in my next video. Like I said, I hope you guys are excited for my next one. Fall fashion is coming, and everybody like loves fall fashion. I don't know anybody who doesn't. I don't love fall weather because I don't like the rain, and I don't like when it's cold, but I do like fall fashion, which it's like a, you know, what do you call it? Catch-22? Is that what that is? I don't really know. But yeah, it's like, I hate the weather, but I love the clothes. And in summer, I love the weather, but the clothes aren't as fun, and it's like, eh. But yes, alright guys, I'm gonna get going because I do want to get this next video started. But like I said, I love all of you guys so much, and I hope to see you each in my next video. And if you haven't already, take the time to subscribe. It's not hard, guys, and it doesn't hurt you in any way, shape, or form. You don't lose anything, okay? So just scroll down and click that button so you guys are subscribed, and then hit the bell. So hopefully you guys get notified when I film another video. I don't know, I feel like lately YouTube has not been notifying people, but a girl can dream, right? Alright guys, I love you. Have a good day. Bye.